All right, so I'm about to get into this Nick Mercs controversy. So listen. This one's kind of wild. Like he said, oh, man, I'm just gonna let him. I'm just gonna let him talk, and then I'm gonna unpack my thoughts around the things that he's been saying because there's a couple more videos as well on Twitter. But let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let me maximize this.
Nick, the transphobe struggling against the trans game. There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created. So have fun with your little dreamland. But that's just not even real. Let me break it down for you, right? Penis, dude. Vagina, girl, done. Come in here with that fucking trans. Nick the trans.
Wow. Okay. 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 Wow. So listen, there's a more respectful way for him to have gone about that. Sure, absolutely. There's a more respectful way to go about that. However, he said what he said. He said what he said, and that's that's not the real like deeper comment I want to get into. It's this video right here. This video right here is he fully explains himself, and I'm gonna let him talk here as well before I fully finish giving my thoughts.
People that disagree and people that agree, I don't care about the percentages or the cuts or whatever. It doesn't bother me. You know, I feel a certain way about all that. And I've said my piece, and I will remind these fucking people that again, the little dream fantasy bullshit that they're living in is not real life, and not everybody has to dance to their tune. That's not how that works. You don't get to go around and point your finger at people's chests and say, "Hey, you live in my world. You think the way that I think. You believe the way that I believe." No. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. It never has been, and it never will be. So if you guys want to live like that, go ahead. Do what you want to do. Not me. And I don't need people to agree with me. I don't need no echo chamber bullshit. This is the way that my wife and I feel. This is the way that my family feels, the people that are closest to me. And we're going to speak our fucking piece. And that's it. It might be a thing that goes around, you know, like it's June. I get it, man. Everybody's like, woo. I mean, I don't fucking care.
Okay, all right. So with all that being said, and there's also another clip, and I'm gonna play around with this in the background while I go get the other clip. It's very important to me to say this much, right? And I do want to be really clear. There it is.
I didn't like what I was seeing, man.
And there it is. There it is. There it is. This is the one. This is the video. This one's the one. This one's the one. Oh, snaps. Yeah, this is the one. All right. Why does this show up like this on computer? It is so much better on anyway. Not to bore y'all, not to bore y'all. So
I didn't like what I was.
So here's the kicker. Here's the real kicker with what he had to say, right? Is what he's saying factually incorrect? Is anything he said factually incorrect? The answer is no. The answer is no. Like when you live in the real world, right? When you live in the real world, right? I can't say push my belief onto somebody else. I literally can't. I can't tell a Muslim what to do. You know what I'm saying? If a Muslim wants to believe how they believe, I have to allow it. I myself identify myself as a Christian. I believe in God. I believe that the Lord and I believe in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But at the same time, I can't push that onto some. I can't make anyone else believe that. I can't make anyone else have my same moral compass. I can't do that. And it's the same way a lot of people feel, whether you agree with this or not. This is what these people are feeling, because Nick Mercs is representative of a group of people that literally fell away. They legitimately fell away. They feel like you're literally trying to tell them what to do. And guess what you are? You're telling them how to raise their kids. You know what I'm saying? What they should accept, what they shouldn't accept. And then you're trying to jump that and then really get involved in how people are raising their children. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to push different things on people's kids. Like, people's children is a very sensitive deal. They're responsible for their children. And you're always going to continuously get a lot of backlash for that. Okay, you're going to get a lot of backlash from the conservatives from that. Nick is just one person that there's way more people that believe that. There are a lot of people that you would assume are like allies that aren't even allies to your cause. They're just silent. They're just quiet. Why? Because they secretly agree more with Nick Mercs. And there's a growing percentage of people that are just like, okay, whatever you choose to do is what you choose to do. Because the majority of the LGBTQ TQIA, yeah, plus community is it's based on who you sleep with. And I think a lot of people are like, there's more to you. There's more to somebody than who you choose to sleep with. There's more to somebody than that. Trying to get someone to look at somebody and, you know, and it's a lot to try to have somebody get mad at somebody that doesn't know you for not using your name, right? They use a pronoun and they use the wrong one. There's no reason to get upset. It's like the same as me going, somebody looking at me and going, hey, that black guy over there. Like, I'm not gonna get upset about it because they don't know me. How else are they gonna identify me? If you point over there and you go, that guy over there, and then like, what guy? You have to start describing me at that point. They just happen to use black guy. That doesn't make them racist or anything like that. They just using what we've used throughout time and history. And I think that to get back to Nick Mercs, I think the issue Nick Mercs is having, and a lot of other conservatives are having, and I'm trying to bridge this gap here, is that they don't agree with what you're saying. They don't agree that your reality has changed and you're truly a woman. And it's women. I'm going to say this: women have such a unique and distinctive and horrible circumstance, okay, stances that they go through, all right, through hormonally, like just physiologically with their body alone. Women go through some mess I would never want as a guy, ever. I don't want it. I don't want it. Having a dick is easy. It's easy. They go through so much stuff, and it's so much of a unique experience. And there's so many threats that are unique to just women, that their whole upbringing is a total unique experience. Just like for men have a unique experience. And then you can break that down by race if you want to for either side. I truly wholeheartedly believe that there is no way that you can jump on the bus later and have that same experience that they had. That's something unique to them. And guess what? The experience that you're having, your transition process, is a unique experience to you. And you should own that. You should own that. If we have to come up with a better word or better term that makes you feel better, let's do that. But to continue to this line of argumentation where you're gonna consistently get pissed off at the Nick Mercs of the world, it's counterintuitive. Because all you do is just make them dig their heels in even further. You're not going to beat a bad mentality out of anybody. Ask anybody. Ask how that went. Ask how that's going. You know what I'm saying? For Israel. Like, they're trying to bomb a mentality out. Like, you're not gonna do that. All you're gonna do is further create more people that dislike you. America, we tried it in the Middle East. It didn't work. We tried it. You can't, through violence and through force, get anybody to change their internal belief system. You might change how they express it, but you're not going to change their internal belief system. They're going to hold on to it for the rest of their fucking lives. It's only through actually like having like decent, reasonable encounters with people where you start to see people start to ease up on their mindsets. You know what I'm saying? And the things that they feel. That's why you have videos where you see racist coming down from like how they felt, you know what I'm saying, about black people or Hispanics or whatever. You see them like going, hey, you know what? These people aren't so bad. Maybe it's whatever they think it is instead. But I wholeheartedly believe that to get rid of to fix the issue with the Nick Mercs of the world, like you have to come about it a different way. Just trying to like get somebody canceled. Like, let's say you cancel somebody, right? Why would they then change and then like you? They're not. They lost their job. They lost their livelihood. I can't like you after that. That's like running up and slapping somebody in the face and going, all right, we're friends. We're friends. You know what I'm saying? Or you slap somebody like to go out on a date. Bow. I want to go on a date. Let's go out. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. No, they're not going to agree to that. I mean, unless they're down bad. There's a couple guys that would agree to it because they're down bad. And if you're cute enough, but as a woman, there's no woman that's taking that. Most guys aren't taking that. Anyway, let's see what else Nick Mercs had to say.
Okay, I saw parents brawling in front of a fucking school with kids. I just didn't fucking like it. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys can understand how that video would piss some people off. It pissed me off. Okay. Now, I mean, full transparency. You know, how do I put this? I gotta be very, very careful here. I don't want to piss anybody off. I'm making a lot of people mad. Most of my intention. I mean, listen, my wife and I just had a baby. Brand new father. You know, we seen these kinds of videos. It's sad, you know. But her and I agree that we want to be the ones to talk to our kid about things like that. I'm trying to keep it really simple, just so we don't have to get too crazy about it, because there's nothing to get crazy about. It's just, it really is that simple. I think I just have a bigger perspective on this now, being a parent, than I did maybe 2 months ago. So, you know, the video bothered me, right? And that's I just don't think it's any place for a teacher or a school. I don't think it's the place to speak about things like that. And it's not that I think that it shouldn't be spoken about. If that's what you got from that tweet, then you're just wrong. I don't have any quarrel with anybody in here. I don't have any quarrel with people on the internet. It wasn't an anti, I guess, gay tweet. That wasn't what it was. Now, listen, if you have issues with me or if you have issues with that tweet, then hey, listen, I'm down to agree to disagree. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. But if you think that I hate you because you're a certain way, you just couldn't be any more wrong. That's not the truth. I've said things in my past. I've done things in my past. We all have. Okay? People grow. People get better. It's part of life, man. Okay. I've grown a lot as a human being on planet. I'm sure we all have. Okay. I do not feel that way. I just simply feel that I want to be the one and my wife wants to be the one to speak with our child about stuff like that. And that was the tweet. That was the tweet. You can take the tweet if you want and you can spin it, flip it, flop it, quote tweet it. You can put 10 paragraphs on top of it. You can do whatever you want to it to make you feel better if that's what you want to do. But that was the tweet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you came here to hear that, I hope you feel a little better about it. I didn't mean to upset anybody. I know that I did. I'm not apologizing about the tweets. I don't feel like it's wrong. I'm going to stand by what I said. I'm not going to delete the tweet. I just want to make sure everybody understands exactly the point I was trying to make by tweeting my response. And I do want to apologize to Puckett though. I feel like I might have brought a little bit of shit his way, man. I didn't mean to do that. Like I'm saying, man, I look down at that little homie in the other room in there, but it's my whole world now. It's a different perspective. I know a lot of you guys know it firsthand, but for those that don't, it's a different perspective.
Okay. Okay. With that being said, look, let me go and close this. Let me close this window. Close this window. Get him up out of here. So listen. Let's really talk about it. Okay, let's really talk about it. I really feel like when it comes to people's kids, there's an age where certain things should be talked about. I don't think kindergarten is a place for sex conversation. I don't think K-5 is a place for the sex conversation because you definitely shouldn't even be having sex. Now, in middle school, if you want to start a sex ed, because I know, statistically speaking, like kids might start popping up pregnant in middle school. I seen one in the 8th grade. Girl was pregnant in the 8th grade. Shit was crazy. Her boyfriend was 15. She was 13. Shit was crazy. Like I feel for the parents. I feel for her. Like I'm worried about the father, the child, all of that. But I think then there's a conversation to be had about sex. I don't think it's the school administration's place in K-5 to fully address that. Let the kids kind of do their thing and get along. You know what I'm saying? If you start to have issues where somebody starts to discriminate based on sex, race, religion, all of that, nip that in the bud. Nip that in the bud. But it's not your place to fully educate someone else's child on that topic. It's not. It's not. They're not your responsibility to educate. They're not. They belong to their parent. Their parents make that decision. Their parents should teach them that. They should get that opportunity. I don't think that's the place for it. You know what I'm saying? In K-5. How can you don't even understand what somebody's really talking about? Like wholeheartedly. Like you got it. They get the gist, but they don't wholeheartedly understand till like I think you can argue for like 10-year-olds and all that, 10, 9. You can argue for them like having a better understanding. But I think really in middle school, like starting that conversation off, a healthy sex ed discussion. So when they get to high school, they're having healthier dialogue about sex. They're having healthier, conversations, healthier acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Maybe engage in sexual activity a bit more in a bit more cautious and healthy way, because high schoolers, they're always gonna be having somebody in high school is always gonna be having sex. Like it's been a tale as old as time. It's not gonna stop. Somebody's gonna be going all the way, all the time. Who we like seriously though? I want you guys to really, really, really um think about and consider like what you're getting yourselves into, as far as like the conversation, and just be weary of the fact that the Nick Mercs of the world, they're not gonna just lie down and accept what you're saying. I just think we have to address this problem in parts. And I think there's ground to be gained for both sides. It's just a matter of actually compromising and giving people what they want. Because I don't think the kid thing is too much to ask for. I don't think it is. I don't think it's too much to ask for. Um, and again, and again, and again, and again. Like I said earlier, people are way more than who they choose to sleep with. Way more. Way more. You can write a whole autobiography about somebody and not mention who they were sleeping with. You can. It's doable because it's just an asterisk. It's just an extra additive. It's not something, it's an enhancer to a story. It's not the story unless it's in certain scenarios where like literally, oh, I came out of, what I'm saying, this bad situation, or my child was my inspiration. Okay, how did you have a child? Okay, obviously you slept with somebody. Things of that nature. Like I think we could do a lot better of just further enhancing how we see people and accepting people as who they are, instead of leading with what you choose to do. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's an activity you participate in, and that's what you're saying is defining you. But there's a lot more to you than that. I think that's where Nick Merckx is with it. I don't. Well, I can't speak for him, but he did say that he doesn't really hate anybody in particular. Is to say I'm the same way. Like I don't hate anybody, left, right, indifferent. Like I don't hate people. I just disagree sometimes. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this video. What y'all think about Nick Merckx. Don't be afraid to like go in, go off, do what you got to do, say what you got to say. Anyway, I'm up out of here. If you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe.